Welcome and thanks for tuning in to Where to Start, talking to your child about cancer. This video is focused on kids in elementary school, typically within the ages of 6 to 8. If you're interested in learning more about communicating with kids of different ages, please be sure to check out our other videos available on our Life with Cancer YouTube channel. So let's start with the why. Why should we even be talking about cancer with children? It's completely normal to have worries talking about cancer with your child. Parents want to protect their kids, want them to be happy, and yet everything about this conversation feels difficult. And maybe you've never had to have a conversation with your young child about something like this. This is a lot of new and uncomfortable all at once. However, we don't give kids enough credit for what they may already have noticed, like hushed voices, body language, and crying, just an overall intensity of emotions between parents, more visitors, frequent doctor appointments, or hospital admissions. For a kid, this can be confusing, which is why we always recommend honest conversations regardless of age. It creates an open environment for communication and helps them have the language and build understanding around what they may have already been picking up on. When it's not talked about, kids will often create their own story that sometimes might be scarier or more stressful than the current reality. When it is talked about, you have a better idea of what they do understand, correct any wrong ideas, and provide comfort and reassurance where you can. Not only that, you're modeling that your kids can be honest with you too. In fact, research supports that kid-friendly information reduces worries, fears, and anxiety because it gives them appropriate explanations for the things that they're already noticing around them. So first, we want to think through how to set the stage and help you think through how our general recommendations can fit into the specific needs of your family. So preparing yourself is just as important as preparing your children. Build the support you need to through friends and families, your medical team, connect with a nurse navigator to get your own questions answered. And also know that we have Life with Cancer services available for adults through support groups, individual counseling, and more. You can also think about what you specifically want to share. Write it down if that's helpful. Practice with a partner or even in the mirror. The more we talk about something, the easier it will be to talk about it in the future. Also consider a time that is quiet with minimal interruptions, no screens, or being between transitions, appointments, or other commitments. Additionally, make sure that your child's needs are met ahead of time, like having a snack or a comfort item. Additionally, we want to consider the needs of each individual child that's in the home, if there are siblings. So think through if there's a personalized space or environment for each one or together, as well as different developmental age gaps. You are still the expert on your children and what fits the needs of your family best. You can also consider the ways that they've reacted to difficult news in the past, especially if they have any previous associations or experiences with cancer. Be prepared to sit with them through the hard feelings, but also distinguish any important differences between your cancer and the previous experience. And lastly, remember that this is not a one-time conversation. You don't have to cover everything, and you don't have to worry about having all the answers. This is a first conversation, and it'll be the first of many ongoing talks. When it's time to initiate the conversation, we do have a few other recommendations. So you can start by asking what ideas they have already. Maybe you've already been going to the doctors more, or your child has already noticed that you're more tired. We also recommend using the word cancer and where it's located in the body. This helps kids understand that this is different from a cold or COVID or any other associations that kids have with the word sick. We also understand that there are many reasons why people hesitate to use the word cancer. So if that still feels hard to use, we recommend not using the word sick or sickness to discuss your cancer. There may be more comfort in naming the cancer, such as saying, I have leukemia or I have a brain tumor. We can call it a disease and assure them that it's not contagious. But again, keep in mind that your kids may hear the word cancer at some point. We also want to discuss how the cancer is treated and what treatment may look like. And this will differ depending on each situation. So we recommend starting with which treatment comes first. And you don't have to feel like you need to cover all the information at once, especially if things may change, and that can sometimes cause some more confusion. And finally, consider how your treatment may affect their everyday lives. For example, you might want to go more into the side effects that you may experience during treatment. Things like if fatigue may cause you to not be able to do certain routines, like picking them up from school or attending every single soccer game. So next we're going to talk about what to expect during this conversation from your kids. This information will include what's developmentally understood about cancer, as well as some common reactions that you may see. Of course, this information varies from child to child, so consider your own child's unique personality, their temperament, and past experiences as we go through these examples. At this age of 6 to 8, they are becoming more aware of differences between simple and serious illnesses, which also might mean that they may already have some misinformation about cancer. They're also becoming more aware of cause and effect. So at this age, it's really common to see something that we call magical thinking. This is when they might believe that their thoughts or actions cause a certain event to occur, such as a cancer diagnosis. So an example of this could be, I jumped into mommy's arms too hard last week and now she has cancer there. Or I was really mad or mean to daddy last week and now he has cancer. And so some changes that you may notice as they adapt to all of these changes include acting younger than their age. Maybe they're worrying more about their parent with cancer and their loved ones, asking a lot of questions that are more focused on the physical changes, feeling more upset or angry about routine changes or overall lower frustration tolerance. We often see an increase in separation anxiety, as well as playing and acting out some of these themes in their play. So as you think about what to share with your child, again, remember to keep the language simple and concrete. So an example of this can be, remember how daddy has been having some stomach aches for a while now? Well, daddy has something called cancer in his stomach. There's nothing anyone did to cause cancer. No one knows why this happens, and you can't catch cancer like a cold. He's going to a new doctor who knows how to help him and is going to give him special medicine to help get rid of the cancer. This medicine is very strong and it may make him feel a little sick and more tired, so daddy won't be able to coach your soccer team this season. But he's going to try to go to as many games as he can, and I'll be there to watch you as well. What questions do you have? And from here, you can take your child's lead. There is no right or wrong or typical reaction. I've had some parents tell me their young child heard it and said, okay, can I go play now? And some kids who asked several different questions. Again, each child will react a little bit differently, and it also may take some time for them to understand exactly how their lives will be affected until they're really seeing it firsthand. It's important to keep the door open on this conversation, and again, really let your child take the lead. They may come to you with questions days after the initial conversation. It means they were listening, and it's important for them to know that they can talk to you. We also want to reinforce that it's okay to say things like, I don't really know, in answer to questions that you feel unsure of. We can pair that uncertainty with reassurance, such as, I don't know, but I trust my doctors are working hard to make sure I get better. Or That's a really great question. I'm going to write that one down and make sure I ask my doctor at my next appointment and then let you know. So thank you so much for viewing this video. For other age ranges, strategies for supporting your children, and more, please check out our other videos available through our Life with Cancer YouTube. If you have any specific questions or would like to schedule a parent consultation, please reach out to the Life with Cancer Pediatric Team at LWCPeds@innova.org.